Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Dad jeans. Dad jeans.
You can get fertilized eggs at Trader Joe's.
Oh, is that how it works?
For satanic rituals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's a little, if you look in it, I guess the yolk is the placenta, I think.
Maybe.
It's not like the future chick. I thought that's what it was.
It's a little red spot.
It's the little red spot is a tiny chick. But I know it's disgusting, and that's the tiny chicken. And so what you're saying is they went to Trader Joe's and bought the fertilized egg. Like, why would you want to eat it's disgusting.
Well, it's like you get a little meat in there, I guess.
I mean,
a little tiny bit.
The size of 2 large peppercorns. Not even 1 peppercorn, half a peppercorn.
I hate it.
But it's an entire chicken, which is actually at Whole Foods. An entire chicken costs like $14.
Yeah, so you're saving money.
Yeah.
If you just raise your chickens from eggs and then murder them.
Yep.
Unpluck them.
Yeah, or somehow breed them with the beer can already inside.
That's a good idea. Are we recording?
We are.
Was man meant to just eat chicken?
It seems that way.
It's like all I want to eat.
It's all I want to eat.
I don't need cow.
No. Oh no. Yeah, no. Red meat. Jesus.
Yeah. No, chicken.
What are you supposed to do?
I don't know what you're supposed to do.
So, we went to the doctor, and the doctor said Oscar needs to eat more red meat.
Went to the doctor, and the doctor said Oscar needs to eat red meat.
That totally was a haiku.
Thank you. Bless you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Are we just going to leap in?
Should we just let's do this?
This is fun.
You have been doing some market research about our telephone program, whatever this is called, this radio program.
I like to call it a telephone program. if you're listening in on the party line, dial Alpha Male 65000
Butterfield 8.
What were those old phone numbers that they used to have?
Yeah, I think I told the story on Dad Jeans of how my mother remembered a jingle from the 50s.
Okay.
When she was looking for a carpet cleaner in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, how many cookies did Andrew eat? Andrew ate 5,000.
Whoa.
Or Andrew ate 8,000. And she dialed Andrew ate 8,000. And people her age know how one would approach a telephone and dial phrase
like
Andrew.
AE 5000?
A-N, I think. A-N. Andrew ate 8,000. Anyway, she dialed it, and then someone answered, and she was like, "Guess how I knew your number? I didn't even have to look you up because I saw a commercial fucking 60 years ago."
Wow. And it was still the same company?
Yeah, still the same company, still answering the same telephone.
So it did represent a 7-digit number. Like Pennsylvania 65000 is a 7-digit number.
Right.
It's just a weird way of...
And then 6. Why did they do that? Oh, because the exchange, which is those first 3 numbers, used to be named after your neighborhood. So Andrew is in Andrew Square.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, how do you like that?
Learning stuff, aren't we?
Yep.
I have been doing some research. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this is Dad Jeans. This is Dad Jeans. You have your friends Jeffrey Dinsmore.
And Brendan Hughes. But neither of us sound like ourselves because there's there's an illness scorching a blazing trail through Los Angeles.
It's actually like it mutates, it permutates.
Yep.
And becomes it affects every person individually.
Yeah, for me it perforated me.
It
perforated my colon.
Your bools.
My bools.
Yeah,
yeah. My morning bool movement is a mess.
Oh, geez. How'd the toilet feel about your bools?
The toilet isn't talking to me right now.
Oh no, it's not. Nor should it be. I have a little bit of the laryngitis. The frog's got my tongue.
Oh,
but I find that when I talk more, then my voice is better.
The frog dies.
I guess so, yeah.
Here's to it.
Here's to you.
Here's to you, sir.
Long time. Our research...
in our telephone program, you were looking into...
Yes.
This wine is horrible. You were looking into something.
Yeah, just how to increase... dial-ins to our telephone program.
Oh, yeah.
And listener and good friend of the podcast.
Yes, indeed.
I might even say best friend of the podcast.
Whoa.
He might be the beef-op.
He might be the beef-op? Are we ready to bestow the beef-op in year 3?
I mean, 3 years. 3 years is a long time. There's one really guy committed. Who's stuck with us.
Yep, that's true.
There's 2 guys. Now I'm going to bring back the rivalry. But
I know. And I'm going to throw in Jose Michael Rodriguez, who I graduated high school with, who listens all the time.
Yeah, that guy came out of the woodwork. I didn't know him.
There are many things I like about Jose.
Yeah.
One dates back to when we were in high school. I was in the back seat of his car, and he turned off his headlights on a dark road and said, "Drive by."
Oh, shit.
And I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then the second thing that happened is he started taking pictures on Instagram, and he's a brilliant photographer.
Oh, I might have to
with
follow
his
this
phone.
fella.
Yeah, it's like insane what he can do with his phone.
I noticed that he's never called in to any of our calls.
Oh, that's
specials.
true. Yeah, he sure hasn't.
He hasn't dialed into the dial-in line.
What's up about that?
It's a telephone program.
It's a telephone program, Jose.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm going back to my 25th high school reunion in May, and I'll see him.
What?
Yeah, 25th.
Shit.
25th.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
20 years ago today, do you know what happened?
The Notorious B.I.G. got shot.
That's right. 30 years ago today, do you know what happened?
Notorious B.I.G. was born.
No. He was more than 10 years old, for crying out loud. License to Ill was released.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
40 years ago today, do you know what happened?
JFK was shot.
Probably, I don't know. Can I tell you about... Wait, did you have 3 things that you loved about Jose?
The third is classified. Proceed.
Okay. Good. We'll give people a reason to call in next week. No, Brian L. Perkins, BFOP, Brian L. Perkins.
Indeed, Brian Lamont Perkins.
Yeah, I was having a rough day after our last episode, Brendan.
Were you?
No. Well, it wasn't the day after our last episode. It was the day after it posted, and I was listening to it, and I was like, I like us.
I like us.
Does anyone else like us?
No.
And then, yeah, exactly. And so I was just I was lamenting to Brian L. Perkins. I said, what are we doing here? Is this, do we need to yank out the phone cord and the 1500 baud modem and just start all over again?
1500, Jesus, what am I made of money?
Yeah, sorry, that's a lot of bauds. But Brian L. Perkins just gave us some great advice. The number one advice was to let people know what they're listening to. Oh. Because if you just turned into Dad
We've already failed.
tuned in to Dad Jeans. We've already failed. It's like 20 minutes in.
Yeah. I accept full responsibility.
Well, that's okay. You edit it, so you can just edit around all of our...
I know, but I don't. I just plunk it. I just upload it.
You're a plunker. That's one thing I know about you.
But I bet a lot of our listeners are like, wait a second.
Yeah.
This isn't edited?
Yeah. Yeah.
How are they so polished?
How are we so polished? Every word out of our mouths is like liquid gold.
There was a look on Dan Konopka's face at the end of our episode with him where he was like, so you guys edit this down to an hour or something like that? And I was like, nope, it goes up completely as is. And he became ghostly.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like, nope, this is the WYSIWYG show. So Brian L. Perkins, his advice. So this is Dad Jeans.
This is Dad Jeans.
We talk every week about not really much about fatherhood.
No, I know. That's a jumping off point.
We kind of just talk about being 41 and 42-year-old men in this modern era that confuses and perplexes us.
Yeah, and we happen to have kids.
Sends us into a rage.
It does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we happen to have kids, and maybe they'll make an appearance here and
And I think it gives us it gives us a perspective on life. The fact that we are responsible for younger children and trapped in our homes and don't really have any friends besides each other at this point.
Yeah, it affects. I mean, this is my only friendship is talking to you on a microphone.
Yeah, same here.
And beaming it out across the modern telephone system.
That's true. Although I managed to have coffee this morning with Greg Felden.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to hear.
I finally realized I can only have friendships from 9:30 to 11 a.m.
See, that works. But doesn't he have a job?
He starts at 11.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a plush job.
I haven't seen him in months, and I was finally like, wait a second. You don't have to go to work. Let's have the morning friendship.
Let me tell you how great Greg Felden is. Which this is already a disaster because no one
gives a shit.
Greg Felden.
Well, he has an album coming out, so soon
I'm excited about that.
He'll be in every home.
He'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
He'll be piping out of your Cuisinart.
Yep.
He and I made plans to discuss something like 3 weeks ago, maybe on Facebook.
Sure.
After a torrid Facebook.
Oh yeah. I've seen you have these.
I get in. I go in deep, and he didn't bring it up, and I didn't bring it up, and it never happened.
Oh yeah, well that's Los Angeles, baby.
It was beautiful. Though. Yeah, it's not all of Los Angeles. You do have some people who are like, "When are we hanging out?"
It's really weird though when someone persists.
It does in LA. That is true, especially as parents. That's not a thing that happens.
I made lunch plans with a mutual friend of ours, and because I am a parent, I have the calendar out, and I was like, "Can we have lunch and it was like a professional one. I wanted to pick her brain about something. And I was like, can we have lunch on the 28th and this place at this exact time? And she was like, sure.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it.
And then I showed up on the day, but had not confirmed.
Oh,
the last time I talked to her
move.
was the 2 weeks ago when we both put
bad
in our
move.
books. And she, she was across town.
Of course.
Of course. I
course.
didn't, because you have to triple confirm in Los Angeles.
Triple confirm. Morning of, you have to confirm.
Morning of, you have to text, and then text me
And
on the
even
way and be
then-
like, I'm an hour late, but I'm still coming.
Yeah, exactly. Hour of, you have to confirm, because that's what's happening. I'm stuck in traffic or something.
Yeah.
But so that's what the show is. Was that our elevator pitch? We're gonna get a lot of investments after this episode.
I think so too.
But we have segments,
We do have segments.
which we're gonna jump into really quickly tonight.
Oh,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
have a
At
short
Brian's
night.
behest.
And
we both have sore throats.
we both have sore throats, and we're basically dying on the air tonight. This is
like
the
that,
last you will ever hear of us.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Like that comedian on the BBC who had a heart attack, and
That
you can
happened?
watch it.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
But everyone thought he was joking.
Oh, of
And
course,
he's doing
'cause
this
he was
like
hilarious.
funny magic act, and then he like has a heart attack, sits down, and then like flumps over.
Oh, this guy.
And people are laughing, but he's dead.
Did you ever know about this woman who shot herself in the head on a newscast? She's an American
Oh, sure.
newscaster.
Yeah.
There's a
yeah.
movie about
Yeah.
it. Have you seen it?
Nope, but I'm aware that it is in the ether.
Yeah, me too. Because
Can
there was
you
no
imagine?
footage of it.
In the 80s, a guy, I want to say the governor of Pennsylvania governor of Pennsylvania was giving a press conference and shot himself. And he had a bunch of envelopes, and for some reason he handed a bunch of manila envelopes, and then his had a gun in it, and he fucking shot himself in the head on live TV.
What?
Yeah.
He just had a envelope with a gun in it, just for kicks.
For any time he might want to kill himself during a press conference.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish that would happen to Sean Spicer.
Oh, that
that
guy.
would be amazing.
All those guys. All those clowns.
Oh, it's a clown car.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to get into this.
Well, let's talk segments. You were talking. You were trying desperately to tell our audience that we actually have segments.
I know, and you keep jumping in.
I'm sorry.
Can we start a segment?
I'm not going to say a word.
Let's just get into it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you're not allowed to talk anymore.
That's
This is the
fine.
Jeffrey. Welcome to the Jeffrey Dinsmore Show, everybody. My first segment will be called One Tone in the Cool.
Oh, one toe.
You put your one toe in, then leave it in. You're done.
What is one toe exactly?
Why are you talking?
Oh, sorry.
I thought we had an agreement. One Tone in the Cool. Tonight, we're going to talk about things we did this week that were cool. Things we did this week that were cool.
Oh, another
Or-
haiku.
Yeah, or it could have been a week ago or more than a week ago.
It's been like 3 weeks since we
It's
saw
been
each
3
other.
weeks since we saw each other. So, but in this segment, we usually like to talk about because we're dads. We don't
dads.
do things
We
as
don't
we
do
just
things.
discussed. We like having coffee with a friend.
Having
is
coffee with a
once
friend.
once in a trimester.
It's a major
situation.
triumph. Yeah.
So this is something we did that made us stay relevant
Yeah.
to the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did, Brendan,
Oh, please proceed.
I went to see a band play.
What?
Yes, I did.
Wait a second.
I was
Jeffrey.
out until 1 o'clock
That's
in the
not
morning.
No. That
1
stopped happening like 3 or 4 years ago. All the bands stopped playing.
No, they're still out there. I was amazed. I was like, I thought you guys quit when I had a baby.
That's what I thought. That's
I
the
thought this
impression I
was
remain
over.
under.
Yeah,
I thought we're not
Nope.
doing this anymore.
Nope, still happening out there in the rock clubs.
But who the
in
hell
America.
who the hell's there? Oscar was born. There's no one to see them.
Well, you know what I discovered at this rock concert, Brendan?
Yes.
There are people younger than us.
No, they're still in high school.
Mm?
They can't get in.
No,
Was it an all ages show?
There's a window there.
I see.
Post high school,
We're talking,
pre us.
You're talking about like 12 people. That's a very narrow window.
It was a small one. There were about 12 people there, but they
All
seemed to
12.
be having a good time. No, I went to see Los Campesinos, one
sure.
of my favorite bands of all time. If you were if you enjoy the indie pop, ladies and gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
Los Campesinos have got an anthem or two for you.
Oof. You gave me a mix tape of
Did
theirs.
I?
Yeah, and I was like, friendship.
They're
And
my-
and I listened upon it.
Yeah, and then you bashed your head against a steering wheel because you were having such a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoy the Los Campesinos. They were like the first band I think they're the first band that were able to chart into my top 10 albums of all time post
All the good
defining
ones.
years of my life.
Okay. Whoa. Wait a
Yeah.
second. Who did they supplant?
Good question. I mean, there is some bullshit in
Dead
there,
Milkmen.
probably. I don't think Dead Milkmen were ever in the top 10. They're just they're an evergreen. They're always there, like
They're an
in
evergreen.
they don't put I don't put them on a list. They're
Yeah.
just
Operation Ivy.
no, Op
up there?
Ivy never cracked it.
Yeah.
I had, let's see, so my I guess my list that I would have told you probably through 19 or 90. No, let's say like the early 2000s.
Sure.
We would have had Pixies Doolittle at number 1, of course.
Of course, naturally.
REM Document at number 2.
Interesting.
Sonic Youth Daydream Nation at number 3.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Then it starts to get a little fuzzy.
I see.
I'm a big fan of Sinead O'Connor's I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got.
Really? Is that her second one? Her sophomore effort?
That is her sophomore effort, you're correct.
Yep.
It's a quality album.
Sure. She has. I will dance on your grave, or I will
There you
lay
go.
on your grave, or I will.
That one.
This is the last day of our acquaintance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sign of the Times by Prince.
Where he's naked.
That's a classic. No, that's Love Sexy, but that's a great one too. What else is up there? Throw out some.
XTC Skylarking. Say no. No. Say no.
Not Skylarking, but
Thank God.
Skylarking, but Oranges and Lemons is up there.
In the top 10?
It's probably not.
Skylarking is overrated, and I don't care who just heard me say that.
I know you hate it. You should give it another listen now that you're a little older.
Okay, maybe.
Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians, Global Frogs. Oh, of course, Elvis Costello.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Get Happy.
Goodbye, Cruel World.
Get Happy.
Oh,
I know.
Last
That's your
year's model.
favorite.
This year's model. Next year's model.
Jane's Addiction, maybe. Nothing Shocking
Oh,
would
sure.
be in there.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, those records.
Yeah.
But then Los Campesinos came along.
Uh-huh.
I was in my 30s, and they're a band for 16-year-olds, and I was like, this is the best thing I've heard. I can't stop listening to this
Oh my
record.
God, that's amazing.
And then
Would
I've just
Neutral
stuck
Milk
with them ever
Hotels in
since
the
then.
Airplane Over the Sea chart?
That's not that doesn't do it as much for me as it does for you.
What
But
about
it's a quality album.
What about Sufjan Stevens' Michigan? Never pony.
I've never
you
even
never
I can't even
received
say
the
I've
gift?
heard that entire album. I've never heard an entire Sufjan Stevens album.
Okay, well then let me ask you this important follow-up question. Have you ever had a ponytail?
No.
Ah.
Oh, so I missed out.
Well, no, it's just
I
that
think you're
it's
thinking
for
of Devendra
sensitive.
Banhart.
It's sensitive ponytail men.
Oh, I see.
I had a ponytail, and and for a while I loved Sufjan Stevens.
I had a ponytail in my heart. I think in my soul
Copy that.
I had a ponytail. But you know what? I grew up. My hair is all like
soul's
wavy
ponytail.
and weird. So like,
Really?
like
I've never
I tried
seen it
to,
long.
Well, I mean, I'm balding now, so you never will. But when I was in high school, I tried to grow long hair, and it gets down. I look like Emo Phillips. Like it just gets down and just curls up, and it's like this weird
Emo
mushroom
Phillips-
on top of my head.
His stand-up album would be in my top 10 rock albums of all time.
Yeah, that one just killed you.
Yeah, he's really fucking funny.
What would you call your number one?
Oh,
Doolittle?
for a long time
Are we
it was
agreed
Doolittle.
on that?
Well, I don't know. It might
You like
be.
the Throwing Muses as well, right?
Oh, I really love Throwing Muses. Yeah, I tried to listen to Hung Papa again. It feels a little dated
Of its time.
of its time, if you will.
Sure.
Tanya Donnelly's the first Belly album.
Yeah.
was absolutely like seminal for me for a long time.
Feed the tree. Come on.
I know. Yet,
Feed that fucking tree. Murder that tree.
the Breeders Pod.
That's a great record. The
Yeah.
first two are great.
The first two and Last Splash, but Pod for some reason really
It really rocked you.
rocked.
I mean,
my
that's
soul.
essentially a Pixies album. It should be in the Pixies canon, right?
Yeah,
Am I taking something
okay.
away from Kim on that one?
Okay, on that album, Tanya Donnelly played on that. She was
Yes.
briefly in the Breeders.
That's correct.
It was her and
Before Kelly
Kim Deal
came
Before
along
Kelly,
with
yeah.
fucking heroin junkie arms waving around,
Did I did I
slapping
tell you
at a
about
bass.
my
Or a
sister's
guitar,
ex-boyfriend
whatever she played.
John Stam, who's like he was the greatest guy in the we fucking love this guy. Anyway, he told me about his greatest rock moment of all time.
Okay.
Was he was on the campus of UMass Amherst,
Yeah.
and he was
It's educational.
yes,
That's
and he
what
was
they were saying?
and he was at a I think he was at a Throwing Muses show,
Okay.
and he was talking to Kim Deal.
Yeah.
and they're shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Tanya Donnelly comes over and is like, "Why are you talking to Kim?
What?
I'm the one who's playing
Oh,
tonight."
Jesus.
And he was like, "Could you guys just kill me real quick?"
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of your life right there.
Yep.
There's this great moment in Pixies documentary. I think it's called Loud, Quiet, Loud, where I think it's in the outtakes, and Kim Deal goes into a record store, and the guy asks for her ID, like she's running a credit card or something. And he gives her, or she gives him her ID. He's like, "Oh, Kim Deal. You know, there's a rock star named Kim Deal," and she goes, "Oh yeah," and he says, "Yeah, she's really good. The Pixies. You should check them out." She's like, "Okay," and then he like goes in the back room, and she looks at the camera, and she goes, "Is he fucking with me?" It's such an honest moment of like confusion.
That's amazing
for someone who Kim Deal probably doesn't get recognized that much. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right, exactly. She was actually my first celebrity sighting in Los Angeles, down at the Pantry in downtown Los Angeles.
Is she big? She seems like she would.
No,
be
she
a
was
very
a
hefty
pixie-esque.
woman.
Yeah, you'd think, right?
Yeah.
Pixie-ish. Nope, a waif.
Interesting.
Here's
Waif.
what else.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a documentary about them radio heads,
Yes.
and in it, Thom Yorke
Yes.
goes to the after party of some big.
Who I saw open for Belly.
What?
Radiohead.
You're shitting me.
Open for Belly.
Where? In New York?
At the Fox Theater in Detroit.
Fucking in Detroit Rock City.
It was on the Pueblo Honey record.
Yes.
Which I think is underrated,
Pablo
personally.
Honey.
That thing's Pueblo Honey. I prefer to call it.
You prefer Pueblo Honey?
You're right, Pablo Honey. No, that thing's got loaded from front to back with fucking rock
with
jams.
Tasty jams.
It's anthems.
It's very true.
Before they got all weird, they were just like,
I
I'm
think
like, you sound like the Pixies.
Am I still in here? Oh,
I
I
hear
am
you.
still.
I hear you entirely.
Oh, it's because I took off my headphone.
Who are you, Jeff Dinsmore? What's happening?
I know, fiddling. And
Fiddling about. Have we lost every potential audience member? Like, this is Brian L. Perkins. You're no longer our beef-op. You've destroyed us.
You've led us astray by making us try to do segments.
We're all too self-aware. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's get back
anyway,
into it.
Thom Yorke was trying to get into the after party for Radiohead, and he went up to the bouncer and was like, I'm here for the party.
Yeah.
And he was like, and the bouncer was like, are you on the list?
Oh, no.
And he was like, I'm Thom Yorke.
Oh.
And he's like, who's Thom Yorke?
What?
And he was like, I'm in the band. And then he was like, I'm sorry.
What?
You're not on the list.
Someone was mocking his lisp?
Oh, no, I just decided to tell this story where everyone has a lisp.
Okay.
Because his name is Thom.
Okay, so your whole... Well, I mean...
It was sort of a high concept.
Brendan, it's very high concept. Because now everyone is like, wait, is that how his name's really pronounced? You really
like,
blew
look
some
at my
minds
eyes.
with that one.
One eye is really tiny and one eye is really huge.
Yeah,
and the bouncer was like, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't follow your band.
His lid is halfway down, right, all the time.
Oh, like Stacy Keach.
It's a lazy problem.
No, who's the
lazy
actor
guy.
with the female name who was in Rogue One?
Stacy Keach.
Dolores Claiborne. What's the African American fella who was in Good Morning Vietnam? That was his first number.
Chewy Telly Geophore?
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
And then he was in Ghost Protocol.
Oh, exactly. No, I know who you're talking about.
The Jim Jarmusch movie, Ghost Protocol, whatever the fuck.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course I do. Forrest Whitaker.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have a girl's name.
No, but he has a lazy eyelid.
Yeah.
But he makes it work. Okay. Let's do a really quick investigation, scientific investigation.
Okay.
Men versus women in the world.
Women.
How
totally.
how they're treated. Has any female actress, I'm talking about, not male actresses.
Yeah.
Has any actress ever had a lazy eyelid?
Oh,
and gone on to
let me tell you
massive
something.
success.
Have you had a hard look at Ryan Gosling? One of his eyes is under his ear, and the other eye is where it's supposed to be.
They're all wonked up.
And I'm like, I look at that and I'm like, oh my god, me and Oscar have a future.
Yeah, that's
because
funny.
I don't know if you looked at me in Oscar's eyes, but we look like Shannon Doherty.
You don't have weird eyes. You're very. Now that you mention it, yeah,
Dude.
you do have weird eyes.
Yeah,
but I feel that way about Jamie. Not Jamie
Redbone
Kennedy.
Fox.
No, yes, Jamie Foxx. His eyes are like too close together. He looks like a serial killer to me.
And he also his hairline is to his forehead as Jarecki's goatee is to his chin.
Wait, explain that.
PSATs.
Okay, I know. I can see the colons in my head, but explain to me how his hairline. It's like it just is. It's in an unnatural place. Is that what you're saying?
Well, # mysterious notches.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look.
Yeah,
everybody,
Jamie Foxx's hairline. He has
go to mysteriousnotches.com Our new telephone site.
which is also a wonderful vacation destination in Texas.
Yeah, if you have a 1800 baud modem, you can probably get there.
Yeah, the JPEGs take forever
The
to
JPEGs
scroll all
take
the way
a
down.
while, but you can. You it's fine. Who's going to call you?
Yeah, we're trying to keep them all the pages under 40K.
Yeah, we're trying to. It's tough though.
Yeah.
We got some robust pages.
Yeah.
What is your one toe in the cool, Brendan? What did you do this week that's cool?
Since last you saw me in this very kitchen, I went with my familia to Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, I hear it's lovely.
Boston, Massachusetts, Jeffrey, is the cradle of liberty.
Do they have panda bears there?
Yep.
Is that what? That's the national animal of Boston, right?
The national animal of Boston is panda bears.
Okay, that's what I thought. When I picture Boston, I just picture panda bears running around.
Amok. Yeah, eating the bamboo shoots which grow on every corner.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that right. Wait, are you thinking of Australia?
Oh, I might be. I don't know. Bostoslavia? Is that? I'm confused.
Or Bossetnam?
That might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that might
so
be
you went panda surfing,
I went panda.
and how many pandas did you capture?
I lost count, but they're good eating.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah.
What
they
happened
hate having sex with each other.
No, I know that's true, but they have like having sex with you.
Dude, well, they like receiving sex from me.
Okay, so you went to Boston.
I went to Boston.
I'm guessing you didn't actually eat any pandas.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
No. Nor even Panda Express, which is a goddamn shame. But where the panda is always fresh and hot.
They cook it up in a walk there.
So since I left Fox, which
Yeah.
was my employer for almost the entire time we've been on Dad Jeans,
Right.
I have since accidentally, as I mentioned, got a job at my sister's creative agency.
Well, now does that really is that really? Are you a freelancer? What's your status?
What is my status? That's a great question.
Yeah.
I am on the staff, I guess, but it's not a salaried position.
It's like being on the staff of a magazine.
I suppose so. It's a per project. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like, does
You're
George
on the
Saunders?
masthead.
I'm on the mast. Yeah, I'm on the masthead. That's
Okay.
exactly right. But I'm paid per project.
Got it.
Whatever that is.
Got it.
Is that true of your who's the guy with the curly hair who writes really well and everyone loves? Malcolm Gladwell.
Carrot Top.
Carrot Top. When Carrot Top writes in New Yorker, he's like a talk of the town.
Yeah.
Uh,
He'd be better than Andy Borowitz.
Prop of the town.
Come on. Prop of the town. That's good. That's good.
That's pretty good.
I'm writing that down. That's our episode title. And by the way, I have
Carrot
to.
Top's prop of the town.
By the way, I have to slap you on the wrist for a second here.
Oh, please do. Make it really hard and
Eh.
then
That
look
wasn't
me in
really
the
hard.
eye.
But we have a habit of naming the episode in the episode.
Yep.
And then you go in and do your shenanigans, and you forget that we had named the episode.
Oh, it's not
and
that
you
I
give it a
forget.
whole new
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, you override our decision.
No, it's not that I
on our
override
decision.
either. It's the third way. You know what the third way is?
Do tell.
It's the last second, and I just like scrub around for
Yeah.
anything and
Yeah.
just like grab the first thing that sounds like a title.
Okay, well, I'm writing titles down from now on,
Okay, prop of the town.
and we can do a vote afterwards.
With our listeners. No, that doesn't make sense.
No, just you and me. We'll
Okay.
hold up little paddles
Okay.
with our bingo cards. Did you
Uh-huh.
see Get Out? Oh, you got to see Get
I
Out.
can't wait. I
Oh,
can't
so
wait.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in Boston, prop of the town,
And-
curly-haired Malcolm Gladwell. Did he?
No, he
Does
didn't.
he get paid?
Yes.
By the masthead.
Right. So like he's a staff writer on the New Yorker, but does he
Yeah.
just get paid whether there's a Gladwell article or not?
That's a great question. Anyone who knows the answer to this question, please call us
Gladwell,
at
give us a call.
323-484-4383 or Dad, I Ugh Dude.
Dude.
Yeah, good job. We just alienated the other half of our listeners.
I'm the only one on the other half.
Yeah, that's true. You and me have both dropped out of the episode at this point.
So now
You're in
went
Boston.
right, and we were filming some artistic things. Emily is also on the masthead, and we were filming some videos of a project at the Boston Center for the Arts where it was this thing in the cyclorama. Let me ask you this, Jeff:
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a cyclorama? Do you know what that is? If I say it, are you like, oh, of course, a cyclorama?
No, but I bet he gets a stipend.
Oh, you think
Yeah.
every week, every paper?
I have heard the term cyclorama.
Okay, so check this out. This is what a
Yeah.
cyclorama is. It predates motion picture films.
Oh, okay.
And what would happen is
like a zoetrope?
Yeah, it was sort of like a zoetrope,
Okay.
except on a giant scale. So you are a well-heeled Bostonian,
Let's say.
and you go on down to Tremont and Clarendon,
Right.
where I think it's Tremont, where there's a
For I hear the picture shows are happening.
not bad, not bad.
It's better than fucking, I don't know. Who's that guy who wanted Mark Ruffalo?
Oh God, trying to do a Boston accent.
I don't know. That's my Mark Ruffalo.
I love it. You can always tell when like people go to private school, but then they have these like weird wet T's and D's when they're trying to be folksy.
Oh, interesting.
Like Benedict Cumberbatch trying to be like from the street.
Oh,
Anyway,
wet tea.
wet T, wet D.
Huh. Wet tea.
Folksy.
Wet tea and wet D. I think that's our fucking like dirty South hip hop group.
Okay, so there's a
Yeah.
giant circular brick building,
Yes.
and you
Called the
would
cuneiform.
nope.
No, sorry. Cyclorama.
Yes.
Okay.
Where you would go of an evening with in your top hat
Yes.
and maybe tails
And perhaps spats.
and spat. I was just about to say that.
I might wear spats.
I would wear spats.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I would wear wrist spats.
Wrist spats. Next level. Okay.
Yeah. And you sit down in the cyclorama,
Right.
and there's an opening,
Yes.
and there's a painted scene, which is, let's say, an Indian stabbing a buffalo with a spear or whatever.
Oh God.
And then all of a sudden, it starts to scroll to the right, or from your perspective, this
the
way.
entire room.
No, you were sitting still, but there's a giant painting on a huge like cylinder, and there's an opening, and you're looking at the opening, and it moves like really slowly so that you watch kind of a story unfold.
So it's a lifetime or a life-size zoetrope.
A life-size zoetrope facing out, not facing in.
Facing out. not
Well,
facing
zoetropes have those slits that you look in.
Right, right.
So this
You're
is-
inside the zoetrope.
Yeah, but you don't sit on the inside; you sit on the outside.
Oh, I
and
see.
and it's like a big painting that's like a big scrolling painting that tells a story that's like a feature film.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, and this was art before the Lumiere brothers.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
So there were there multiple cycloramas in cities around the world?
there have to have been.
Okay. And they still have one in Boston.
That was the future past plu sub perfect junctive.
Which one?
There have to have been.
Have to have been. That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, now it's an art space or whatever. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
And so there was a performance of like it was kind of like John Cage meets Ira Glass.
I just fell asleep just here listening to
and
your
they're
description.
horrible, right?
Yeah, it's
Philip
the worst
Glass,
thing I've ever heard.
not Ira Glass.
Ira
His
Glass.
cousin. You know they're cousins.
Are
Ira
they
Glass
really?
and Philip Glass.
Shut up.
Yeah, I swear to God.
What?
Yeah,
He's landed gentry.
yeah.
Huh.
And
Today,
anyways, Philip.
we're going to see a cyclorama.
Full disclosure, Philip is my cousin. And
Okay.
And Christmas every year he
That's
would say, "Merry, Merry, Merry, Merry," and he would say it 30 times.
That's good.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
No,
Merry
he would
Christmas."
never say the Christmas. He'd just leave before he got to that
Right.
part.
And then
Leave
he
you in
would
suspense.
put it in an echo box, echo
Yeah.
stomp box,
Yeah.
and then an arpeggiator.
Yep.
My point being,
Right.
we filmed a thing at a place. Whatever. Fuck it.
Wait, but did you see a cyclorama?
No, we didn't.
Then for
Those
fuck's
are long,
sake, man, you
long. I stood in the building where they once happened 125 years.
and they
ago.
don't have them anymore.
No, now it's
There
just
must
an
be
art
one
space.
out there.
An actual. Yeah, you'd think, right?
We're gonna have to. I think we need to take a Dad Jeans trip to the cyclorama.
Oh yeah, maybe we should.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I
Like-
don't really have a one toe in the cool.
But it's not amazing. It's like a 30-second long experience, right?
Well, this was like 2 hours, but it scrolled really slowly. And that's A. B. Back then, people's grasp of narrative, like people
Yeah.
had all the time in the world to be told a story.
Oh, sure.
Because they were just desperate.
Yeah.
Now it's like
Sit and listen to Jane Eyre.
I want to I'm looking at Vine. This didn't unfold in 6 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to go spank
skip,
one out.
Skip,
Fuck
skip,
this shit.
skip,
Skip,
Yeah,
skip.
totally.
Horrible.
I know. I feel that, man. My attention span is for shit. It's for shit. I can't even. Yeah, go ahead.
Oscar watched his first movie. Speaking of shit attention spans.
Wow, what do you watch?
Frozen.
Oh, Frozone.
He's been wearing Elsa pajamas for like a year.
Okay.
Because he's obsessed with Elsa. He knows all the characters because of school, and the other kids all watch and tell him about him.
Right.
So he's like, Olaf is the snowman, but he doesn't even know what a motion picture is. But he
Right.
knows that Olaf is the snowman.
How did it affect him?
He was a statue for the entire 90 minutes,
Okay.
and then it was over, and he was back to himself.
So it essentially just paralyzed him.
It
but
paralyzed
he didn't
him.
really have any lasting, lingering effects.
Not that I can tell, except
He didn't get into the narrative.
well, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
He's aware that a snowflake landed and someone stepped on it and flew the person around.
Yeah. You're so good, man. Like, I just can't, like, we caved with Hazel pretty early on. I mean, in terms of, like, her consuming media. And then when Eli came along, it was just like,
Well, once you have an older kid,
there's just like
There are no-
fucking,
yeah,
there's
no.
TV going on. I mean, and we're trying to dial it back and say no TV during the week. And that works when we don't have to prepare dinner or do anything. But like, I'm at work all the time now, man. It takes me like 2 hours to get home from work.
Oh,
I'm just
Jesus.
fucking. It's a nightmare.
no, what are you supposed to do?
Life.
I mean, for Christ's sake.
There's nothing else. You give them the iPad, but the iPad I feel like is even worse than watching TV. Like,
Yeah.
at least TV has a plot, like a linear. Like, you give them the iPad, they're just like pushing buttons until whatever. You can't like wrench it away from them. They're just in the matrix.
No, yeah, they're in the Matrix. Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
It's very controversial. I might get DYS called on me.
Okay.
YES, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Department of Y'all's
Y'all's serious
suppers.
problems.
Y'all's serious problems.
When the kids were kids, when your kids were kids.
My kids are still kids, Brendan.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
When they would wake up at, say, like 5:30,
Let's say.
did the day just begin like you're like, oh fuck, oh well, and they're up and they're out and they're playing with toys? So like, did you like let them out of their beds at that point, or did they have to stay the fucking bed until an appointed time?
Oh, but well, this is going to get into my advise me, bro. Maybe we should move into it.
Let's move into advise me, bro, because
Okay.
I really didn't have a one toe. I went to Boston. It's a great town.
Yeah.
That's
You
it,
went
though.
home.
I went
That was
home.
good.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and then we all
It's
got
like
sick.
a Garden State situation.
Yeah, it was a Garden State, and we all
Yeah.
and then we went to the zoo, and there were gorillas.
You met a woman, you listened to the Shins for the first time, and it changed your life.
Yeah, and she smiled twice while she watched me listen.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Her smile went away. Then it came back, and it was
Yeah.
Natalie Portman.
And then she had cancer, and you left her at the airport or something. I don't even remember how that movie ended.
Is that
They
what
screamed
happens
in
at the end?
rain or
They
something.
scream down into like an abyss in the rain, and they're covered in
Yeah.
trash bags, and Stellan Skarsgård is in it or whatever.
Yep.
And then they go to the airport, and then there's a sunbeam, and then she has cancer, I guess, or MS.
Yeah, cancer of the shins or something.
Oh, shin cancer.
Shin cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is?
Now we're doing fatherly advice. Fatherly advice.
No, it isn't.
Advise me, bro.
Advise me, bro. Cause I just gotta know. I got a motherfucking problem and you gotta show. Advise me, bro.
Oh my God! You just almost ended the show.
I'm sorry, Jesus Christ. This is a nightmare. We need Brian L. Perkins.
How did your voice recover so fast?
I don't know. It's weird. I guess you put a hot mic in front of me, and suddenly I'm
A lot of things happen.
speaking gold. Advise me, bro.
Okay.
This is a segment where one of us seeks advice,
Yep.
or a listener calls in and gives us advice,
Sure enough.
or seeks advice, or I don't know. I don't know what this segment is. Jesus Christ.
It's where we actually give each other advice about fatherhood.
Let's do it.
It's when we face conundrums, when we're chewing on something
That's right.
parenthood wise, and we just can't figure out what the right answer
And
is.
that's happening to me right now. And you apparently, I called the social services, and they'll be here in 10 minutes. But
Okay.
before they come,
Sure.
explain to me your issue. You just let Oscar scream it out. Is that the thing?
Oh,
And
okay.
you're
So my
wondering if
question
that's
for you
healthy?
is, well, it relates to the TV thing.
Okay.
Emily is amazing at drawing boundaries. Like
Okay.
she is the
Like Harold and the Purple Crayon.
yeah.
She just draws them in the air and
She
they
just
come to life.
It's absolutely incredible. She like Mozart was to opera
Yeah.
as Emily is to drawing boundaries.
Okay. Colon.
More PSATs.
Okay.
And so she was like when he was born, and like short, and like she just from instantly from the moment he was born was like, he wakes up when we fucking tell him he wakes up, and if he wakes up earlier he fucking stares at the ceiling.
Okay.
Because that's how it works, bro. Not from when he was born, but from when he was like 3 months old, when he was
Okay.
supposed to start doing that or whatever, just sleep training or whatever.
Yeah.
And I suspect because he's had to kill a lot of time staring at the ceiling and singing to himself.
Yeah.
And he also goes to sleep. Like, we don't coax him to sleep. Like, we just like put him in bed and we're like, good night. And he's like up but like has to just entertain himself.
Okay.
I wonder if it's related.
As we heard on the last episode.
Yeah, and oh, right, exactly. He might be awake right now for all I know. I wonder if we happen to do that because we just like arbitrarily chose that as a strategy.
Right.
But I wonder if that bought us an extra couple of years in terms of the TV thing because he has to just like zone out so much.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, does he not need to be entertained, or do you not need to interact with him when you're here with him by yourself?
Yeah, I am able to be like, Oscar, for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to be cooking dinner, so I need you to just go like play with Legos for a while. And that lasts for about 4 minutes, and then he's like, Daddy!
Right.
And wants to tell me something or show me something. But still, it's not relentless, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that feels fairly typical to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. We did just begin our day when the kids would wake up. But here's the thing that happens now to us, which I'm asking for advice on, is that our kids have, in the middle of the night, Hazel will come into our room now, like basically every night for the last, probably since she started school, which to me indicates like an sort of anxiety, basic amped upness about her. So she wakes up in the middle of the night and she's just like, okay, I'm going to go and sleep with mom and dad. And then she comes in and I know the real advice is that you take her back to her room and put her in her bed and hang out there until she falls back asleep. Because apparently we're not letting her learn how to fall back asleep. But to me, I hear all this and I just like, at this point in my life, I just filter it through this lens that parents are always doing the wrong fucking thing.
That's true.
And so like,
or that's true, there's a lens.
there is a lens. And you're on the other side of it. But I just feel like we're always, no matter what we do, it's going to be the wrong thing.
Right.
And so I'm just kind of like, you know what? The thing that has worked the most for us in our lives is to just like be there. Like it worked with the pacifier, like to just be there and like let them know that things are going to work out, and then things work out.
Oh yeah. And coast to a stop on particular things.
Yeah. Like I feel like,
sure,
you know, for a very long time, she did sleep all night in her bed. And then like lately she's been coming into our bed. But it's like to see every behavior that your child has as a problem that needs to be fixed.
Or indicative of...
It's just exhausting. It's just exhausting.
This is the DYS thing. We have one of those things on his knob. On his doorknob.
Oh, Jesus.
Not
Brendan,
his knob, on his doorknob.
I hope social services gets here soon.
doorknob.
What you're talking to me about right now is, it's incorrigible. Incorrigible. Go back to fucking
one of those
Boston,
things.
Boston-Slavica.
He can't open his bedroom door.
Oh, okay.
Because
like
it's a safety thing on the doorknob.
Thing, right.
Yeah.
So he can't get out.
Right.
So essentially,
he's
you've locked
incarcerated
him in without locking him in.
Is that terrible? Are we going to?
Was that the initial question? Was that what you were concerned about?
Well, sometimes I'm like, is that going to fuck him up? But it's not like he's pounding on the door like, please, dear God, let me out. We always go in there.
He's
and
not in a crib anymore, though. He's in a bed.
He's actually in a double bed. The guy sleeps like a fucking king.
Yeah, well, Hazel's got a queen size, but she got our old queen size bed.
Not bad.
So she sleeps like a queen.
But
what's the question? Wait, are you advising me now, or
who's advising
you?
Well, should you put one of those things on the knob, or it's probably too late because she's already gone out once, and then she's
Never
like, "What are you doing?"
Never put a thing on the knob, for crying out loud. Just
like
leave the knob alone. Don't touch the knob.
You lock the kid in there.
Don't touch the knob. Hashtag don't touch the knob. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to share your knob stories with Dad Jeans, we're at Dad Jeans Podcast on Twitter. We respond to it.
Neither of us ever see it
instantaneously. I'm on Twitter all the time now. Why am I not Dad Jeansing it up?
How are you not a Twitter celebrity is the big question, because you're the funniest motherfucker alive.
You're too kind. You're too kind. I don't know what to do out there. I don't know. It's a fucking mess, this whole social media landscape.
I think yo shit's really funny. Oh, let's talk about the fact that you trolled Grover Norquist.
Oh, my God.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
What is that, Newspeepers?
Are we going to do Newspeepers?
Well, just for that. I don't know. People like a theme song, right? No, don't do it. It's going to require more editing on your part.
That's true.
You're
it
just
is.
going to be angry with me later.
Later, I'll be angry.
Yeah, no, I wrote to Grover Norquist, and he responded to me.
Oh,
And then I
called
wrote
you
him back.
ignorant.
He called me ignorant. Yeah, it was a sign of my ignorance that I didn't realize that pro-life people adopt babies
In the hundreds of thousands.
in the hundreds of thousands. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that arbitrary number, Grover Norquist.
That was really
Man.
amazing.
It's a good time. But so what's my what is I feel like I worked that out on my own. My advice is to not do anything. To just like the kids will eventually go back to their life.
Yeah, if she comes in, she can't.
You know what? Daddy needs a good night's sleep more than anything.
Put your oxygen mask on first, bro.
Yeah.
So when she comes in, be like, Hazel, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And you bring her back to her bed.
But I like snuggling with her.
I know. And you
She's
bring her
a
back to her
cutie,
bed.
snooky
And you do
snooks.
do the thing. Make it a game where you tuck her in really tight under, shove
you
the
and your
blanket in
knob
under
games.
both sides.
Yeah, shove it under a knob.
So that she's like a sarcophagus. And then you're like, okay.
No, I don't want to give her a fucking mummification fetish.
It's so great, though.
Did I ever tell you about my friend in high school who dated the guy with the mummification fetish?
What?
She, my friend in high school dated this guy, and it came out later that he loved to be like put into this
Wrapped in
sack,
toilet
this
paper?
burlap sack. No, they fashioned a sack for him with like a zipper on it, and he would like go into his sack, and she would go into the next room and like masturbate and like talk about like how she was masturbating, and he would just be in his
He would just
sack.
be in his pyramid dead.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything. He was mummified. He was like it's some weird like S&M thing.
How do you find? I don't want to kink shame anybody.
How do you figure it out?
How do you
In
identify?
high school, of all things.
What the fuck? Oh, I heard a story about the black marble.
Oh no, the black marble, for crying out loud! What is the black marble?
And we were like 20. My friend was telling me a story about a friend of hers had this super kinky relationship with a guy. We were 20 years old, and he's telling me this.
20.
And his friend can't have been more than 20.
Okay.
And her fetish was being almost drowned in a toilet. And so she would have doggy style sex
Yeah.
with.
Thank
her-
you. Thank you
spelling
for
that in
that.
case there are any children listening.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate that.
Where he would grab her by the back of the hair and shove her face in the
no.
toilet water.
No.
Maybe they had a special toilet that was never used for
No.
pooping. Hopefully, because she's gonna get meningitis one of these days. And she would hold.
Just the whole,
but-
I mean, even
and then
like
he would-
you're gonna smack your face on the porcelain,
dude,
like it's gonna
exactly.
hurt. That's
Stitches,
not fun.
all of it's horrible.
That's
And then
horrible.
he would lift her head up and she would beg him to stop. But get this is where it gets crazy. Where the black marble comes in.
Okay.
She would beg him to stop. Please,
That was the
no.
safe
I'm
word.
Yeah. Yes. The
Okay.
black marble was so like. But if she
Right.
held on, and she had a black marble next to her face, and if she actually dropped the black marble, that's when she wanted it to stop. But if she was still holding onto the black marble, she wanted to beg for him to stop, and
Christ.
she would continue to be drowned in the toilet.
Jesus, man.
And
Wait,
this-
but this
and this
was
was
your
her
friend's.
fetish.
This was your
friend's
friend's
friend.
girlfriend or your
No,
friend's
my
friend?
friend's friend.
So this is a
My friend's
Possible urban
friend was the
legend.
girl. No, was the girl.
your friend's friend was the girl. Oh, so she okay.
She was the one who was
Did
like,
you ever meet
and then
her?
I hold the black marble. No, she was across the country. So maybe
Urban legend.
it's an urban legend.
I don't know, man. But it sounds people have weird shit that they do. I'm so vanilla. Like I listen to like Dan Savage and I'm like,
I know.
God bless all these people who have figured themselves out.
I know.
I'm
I
just
like missionary.
yeah, let's
with
just
with the lady.
just like put my dick in a thing.
Yeah,
That's what I'm looking for.
God, I'm
I
kind
don't
of
know, all the other stuff. It's just like too
How do
complicated.
You have to spend so much time thinking about sex to even get there.
Exactly.
I'm a 2-pump chump.
Yeah.
I'm just like sleeping in 12
Exactly.
seconds.
Just give me the thing that I don't know.
Give me
Maybe
the
that's-
thing that was advertised.
Maybe if you're not
As
if you're not
advertised.
circumcised, maybe like you have
Oh,
extra
then
sense or something.
yeah, and then it's an endless quest for the ultimate fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like fucking one of the guys in Motley Crue or something.
I still to this day,
Yeah.
if I come across a picture of an uncircumcised penis, I'm like, whoa. Ugh.
Really? If you
And-
just happen to come across a picture of an
Well,
uncircumcised
I mean,
penis.
you got your bra
In
ads.
one of your National
you got your
Geographics.
jockey ads.
Yeah, of course. You think what's going on down there? I got my son's got his foreskin
So does mine.
up in there.
And so, but like people, like to ask women of our generation, and they're like, "Oh God, ugh, no."
Yeah. Well,
But-
white women.
Oh, right. Good point. But the
And
next generation,
American women.
and American women, the
White
next
American
generation,
women.
they're going to have to be like, no, because if I want to date hipsters' children,
Yeah.
they're all going to be uncircumcised.
They've all got the flap.
They've all got a flap.
I don't. It's not as much of a problem. I feel like before I had a boy, everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to like."
I
like,
never,
hold his
I've never dealt with
foreskin
it a
and-
single time.
I've never dealt with it. He's
I've
fine.
never
He's
touched
never had
his-
an infection.
No.
He doesn't have AIDS.
Right.
He's fine.
It has sometimes the tip is a little red, but I don't think about it at
Yeah.
all.
So is my. It's like a doggy popsicle dick.
The red rocket.
Can I get a glass so I can get some of that wine or
Yeah,
that
you
terrible
really want this one?
wine?
It's fucking disgusting.
I don't know.
The glasses are up
What
there.
are you gonna do?
might have a
Make
better
martinis?
chance.
Is that happening?
Yeah, but not on the air.
Okay, you talk. Let's move on to what do I got next? You
my
didn't
advice
advise me.
It is lock her in a room.
Oh, lock her in her room. Okay.
Is that weird?
Well, it's a little bit
It's probably too late.
hard for us because we're so far away that we can't I fear that she would be, because she's in that front area and we're in the back area.
Oh, yeah.
I fear that she'd be locked in her room and be like screaming bloody murder and some night crawler would be like peeking in the window or something and
Okay.
like we wouldn't hear it.
Obstacle course.
For Hazel?
Yeah. Make it difficult to get to your room.
Yeah, maybe. We could do like an Indiana Jones kind of thing.
Yeah, she has to
Like
swing over alligators and stuff.
Hazel would she'd find a way to do it. But the problem is it's me. I'm soft.
Yeah.
I don't mind sleeping with her. We've got a king size bed. She just sleeps next to us.
Yeah.
She doesn't bother me.
It's a slippery slope. Those kind of things, like when you let them happen the first time, it's over.
Right, but see that contradicts what I was saying, which is just like she'll grow out of it. She'll get out of it.
And she will. Yeah, no, she will. But it's now a part of it. Yeah, but Emily
now a
won't,
part of our life,
won't
that's
let it
true.
happen. Like, left to my own devices, Oscar would be like
Yeah, he'd
crawling, walking all over us.
Oh yeah, he'd just be kicking you in the dick all night long.
Right.
He'd be like, "You can I have another?"
Exactly. I know. And I'd be like, ooh, that one was particularly painful.
No, you kind of need that. I feel like neither Sarah nor I are that.
Yeah. And, I mean, while being the most loving mother in the world, she
Sure.
manages to be like, oh, hell no. Oh, no. Our bed is for us
Hey, listen.
to do some serious fucking.
Listen.
Just kidding about the last part.
No, my best friend from college, his wife is a fucking most hardcore woman you've ever met. She's like a principal or administrator at a school. Their kid was reading at like age 5, and he's reading like fucking Harry Potter books now at age 6. Like,
Goddamn.
this kid is it's just like she knows how to make a kid do the things that kids should be able to do.
I started Invisible Cities again with Oscar tonight.
How do you feel about that?
He was wrapped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was great.
Who's that? Frida Kahlo?
No, it's Italo Calvino. Frida Kahlo, yeah.
Do I have a book recommendation? No. Okay, never mind. Good talk.
Here, the glass is here. Let's move on to a new segment.
Okay, my next the next thing I have is get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Hey kids, get off of my lawn. Your fucking lawnmower is turning my lawn purple, and I don't want a punk rock lawn. Yeah.
You can explain what the segment is about while I get the cup.
Okay, that's a fantastic idea. Get off my lawn actually is very controversial because Jeff and I both consider it differently. One of us believes, I couldn't even tell you what Jeff thinks this segment is. I think, oh wait, no, I'm talking about the kids are more important now, actually. Get off my lawn is a simple one. This is when we discover that we are in fact old and we are not the young ones we thought we were once upon a time.
And the kids are doing things that we just don't understand anymore.
Yeah. Yep, it's true.
Do
It
you
used
have
to be parents just don't understand, and now we just don't understand the kids. We're the parents
Nope.
that Will Smith was talking about.
What are the kids doing over there?
Yeah,
Do
horrible.
you have one of these, Brendan?
Do I have one of what's?
Get off my lawn.
I'll
discuss?
go after you. I'll rack my brain while you're talking.
Okay, well, this maybe is not exactly a get off my lawn to the kids. It's more get off my lawn to society. This is like my Andy Rooney. Why do
You ever notice people watch?
you ever notice? Why do tattoo parlors have to be pumping the butt rock as loud as it can get? Like, you're a tattoo parlor. Like,
what's butt rock?
Like a fucking Motley Crue or something. Like, like every tattoo parlor you go past, they've also got music blasting out. They're all as loud as they can get. Like, they're also like covered in spray paint, like carefully designed spray paint. Like, we get it. We get it. You do tattoos for a living. Like, you don't have to do an entire lifestyle, like screaming out at everyone who passes by.
And let me ask you this, Jeff.
Yeah.
Are dice that popular? And skulls and banners
like
and roses
that you want them on your skin?
Yeah, that like
or is this...
the standard thing is like, let me
right.
get some dice, a spider web,
right.
Skulls, roses, and a banner.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, why are there only 4 things?
This is why I can't. I don't have any tattoos. I'm not like. First of all, like, I feel like you should have a body that you want to show off if you're tattooing it.
Indeed.
So I've never quite gotten there. But I also just don't like. Yeah, a pair of dice. Like, I'm gonna be like
people have dice on their necks in this town that never gave dice a second thought.
Yeah, what are you doing with those
and
dice?
It's like, I'm gonna make this so that everyone can see it always, including grandma.
Yeah, your whole life is about those dice. Like, wow,
you're a dice
what
man.
I care about is dice. Or maybe it's just like
exactly.
the Andrew Dice Clay fans.
Right, who are like, I want the world to know how much I think about dice all the time by putting it on my neck.
I would get a burlap sack with a zipper on it tattooed on my neck so that people knew about my mummification fetish. That would be my thing.
That is pretty good.
What would you get
or
if you had to get a tattoo?
Woman on a dance pole or whatever. Like it's insane.
No,
or like hula girls. There are like 9 things you can get a tattoo. I do have a tattoo though.
You do? Oh, right. It's weird. It's like a tiny thing somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Tell me again.
It's the word toe on my toe.
There you go. Okay. Well, that whatever. That's nothing.
It's more of an abstraction.
That's like an unfortunate night is what you have. You don't have a tattoo. I have seen one tattoo that I liked in my entire life.
What was it?
It was there was a crown. A guy. It's hard to describe, but it was like a
Bruce
rectangle.
Lee?
No, just my friend in college had a little rectangle on his wrist. It was a black rectangle, and inside was a crown, and it's from a Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Oh yeah,
painting, and it means like king of the streets.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that was pretty dope, and it was simple.
Oh, actually, now that you mention it, I saw one very cool tattoo once. I think I told the story in Dad Jeans before, but there was this girl named Gina who was the roommate of a girlfriend of mine in grad school.
Not Gina Hirsch.
Not Gina Hirsch.
Okay.
Another Gina. Wait. Actually, I think her name was also Gina Hirsch. That's
what?
really weird. I know.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wow.
But not that Gina Hirsch.
Let's get on the 1800 baud modem and see if we can...
Oh, that's going to take me all night. And she had the trumpet from The Crying of Lot 49.
Oh, yeah. See, that's good. The Thurn Taxis?
Yeah. Yeah. And I said...
Thurn or Turn?
I don't know.
I was like the Turn Taxis. Thurn Taxis.
And I saw it on her forum. This is before anybody had tattoos. This is like 2003 circa.
Yeah.
And I was like... Is that from The Crying of Lot 49? And she was like, damn it!
Oh, because no one knew?
She was like, I always told myself I would marry the first guy that knew what that was.
Oh, Jesus.
And you are the first guy that knew. And she was so disgusted and pissed off. Like, I ruined the whole thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
She would have married me, too, because I would have recognized it.
Yeah, right?
And then you ordered a veggie schmear, and she was just like, you're not my type. Call back.
That's a pretty good one. On an everything bagel.
Yeah.
And she was like, and then she's like, there are 2 types of people.
Yeah.
She channeled future Emily.
But see, like both of those tattoos, someone already has them. So
right.
What are we going to do? Go get dice?
You can't get. There was one guy I knew who was a friend of my sister's who had "Lust for Life" in giant block letters across his back.
No.
And
is it those weird gangster letters too, like the old English?
No, it's like Helvetica,
old English,
like extra bold,
Comic
ultra
Sans.
black.
Maybe I'll get a tattoo in Comic Sans,
and it should say Comic Sans.
And it just says Comic Sans.
This guy also
Comic Sans 12 point.
This guy, and you should have a drop-down menu where you can change it.
Yeah.
And so
or the Microsoft paperclip.
Yeah.
That would be a good. The AOL sign. You should just get like horrible, like old.
Wait, but this guy
stuff.
had a tattoo of the Batmobile in forced perspective driving into his ass crack.
Shut up.
Yeah, so it was like driving into the Batcave in
No.
forced perspective.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It's kind of amazing.
I don't know, man.
Tip O'Neill had a tiger on his butt.
Did he?
Yeah.
You know this guy, Roger...
Ebert?
No, Roger Waters.
Hammerstein?
No, Roger
Waters.
Stone.
Oh,
Has a
wait.
giant
The
tattoo
guy in the
of,
Trump administration?
Yeah, has a giant tattoo of Nixon on his back.
Shut the fuck up.
Nope. These are the people who run our country, Brendan.
Oh, my God.
People with giant tattoos of Richard Nixon on their back.
But is it the Hirschfeld drawing of Nixon or something like that? Like something interesting?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's probably like the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. Flea has Jimi Hendrix on his arm, and it's actually kind of great.
I like Flea's Band of Elephants. That's kind of cool.
Mm.
Multicolored Band of Elephants.
Too many tattoos, Jeff. There are too many tattoos.
But so
like everybody, when I edit, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when I'm like editing a lot lately,
Yeah.
and
Everyone's
everybody
got a
who
thing.
holds the slate, they hold the slate and they clap the slate, and it's like on their arm is some bullshit I have to look at all the time.
No.
For every take, I'm like, oh, and that's I guess when you went to Cabo with your
No.
like girlfriends or whatever.
It's
so
absurd.
stupid.
It's absurd. If you get a tattoo, make it one tattoo and put it in a place where no one will ever see it.
Exactly.
That's our rule.
Yep.
That's my fatherly advice.
Thank you.
But I guess that's all I got. What
I cut you off. Do you know what you were
going
going to say?
No, I mean I think I was just gonna like finish up the thought of the get off my lawn thought, which was just I guess the overarching theme is know who you are, man.
Know who you are.
Know who you are. You don't have to fucking broadcast it out to the world.
Yeah.
You're a tattoo parlor. People get it. It's attached to a certain lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't need you to tell me
Yeah.
that it's attached to that lifestyle,
Right.
by your music choice, by assaulting me on the sidewalk as I walk past you.
What the hell?
Just fucking, and then
Just
you're gonna
calmly
then
do
you-
your skeletons and roses.
Yeah, then you're gonna name your tattoo parlor Electric Chair, right? Because it's just like you just want people to die in there. Like that's the thing. Like we're gonna go do something dangerous. It's like it's not fucking dangerous.
No.
It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous.
No.
My aunt has tattoos. Like, come on.
At this point, everybody. Shannon Maher has beautiful tattoos.
Does she?
Yeah.
Giggle girl.
Giggle girl. Yep. Beautiful.
Good story.
But it's very abstract.
okay.
It's all over her body. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it sounds great.
Anyway.
Um,
Anyway, so I have a get off my lawn.
Get it.
Okay, you ready?
And then we'll do Spike Club and
And
Fatherly
Father-
Advice.
Oh, lovely. Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Okay, go ahead.
Emily about to turn 40.
Oh. I didn't know she was a youngin'.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I robbed the cradle, my friend.
You sure did. The cradle of love.
The cradle of love. And she's leaving her 30s. I don't know if you're friends with anyone in their 30s anymore, but that
Let
is
me
a
think.
fucking godforsaken decade.
Let me think. I do know a handful of people in their 30s.
I know a couple people in their 30s.
It's the lost generation, the lost years.
You
Like 20 is you're fun. You're having
Yeah.
a good
Oh,
time.
yeah.
You're just fucking around.
you don't know
Who gives
how.
a
Yeah,
shit?
yeah,
30 through 40 is like the anxiety years.
yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is
And
what
then-
I'm realizing.
And 40 is when you're like, oh, okay, I kind of
All right, this
have
is
got a thing now.
Yeah, 40. You turn 40, and you're like, oh, okay. So that is never going to happen.
Right.
That didn't happen. That is happening much slower than I ever thought it would.
Yeah.
This is a total surprise.
Didn't mean to kill that guy.
I didn't mean to kill that guy, but boy, did I
Shoulda killed
love
that
having
guy.
sex with his corpse.
Oh yeah, that was all my 30s.
Yeah.
I know 20s, no 40s. I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
So, like, I actually have a weird get off my lawn about people in their 30s where, like, they grapple with shit and they get, like, all, like, self-conscious and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they're, like, their
It's the second
clock is
teens.
ticking. It's the second teens.
Yeah.
The 20s is just, everyone's just having a great
You're having
time.
a great fucking.
You're just
time.
fucking and sucking
if I could
and
just
drinking and
be in
blinking.
my 20s forever, my God,
Oh, the
that's
20s
heaven.
were amazing.
Heaven
I
is
was
20s.
I was so cocksure in my 20s.
Yeah.
Everything was going to turn out great.
Yeah, everything was good. I
And then-
was on top of the world.
Yeah, but your 30s is the fourth quarter.
Right.
And the clock's running down, and you're several touchdowns away from pulling this thing out.
Oh, sure. And especially if if you're not on the trajectory, like I was on the trajectory. I got married at 35. No, I'm almost up to my 10-year anniversary, 32.
Uh-huh.
So, and then we had kids. Like you're on the trajectory.
Yeah.
And you're
feel-
still fucking anxious.
Yeah,
But like the people who aren't, who are like just even a year off, like who
Are
are like,
tortured.
yeah, who are like, wait a minute, I should have been married 2 years ago. I should be having kids now. What's happening?
Right. Everyone else is having kids.
Nightmare.
But I decided to do something like almost maybe artistic, and therefore it's going to take me 5 extra years.
Unless you're just determined to not have kids, which God bless those people who figured that out.
As long as they're Republicans. I love it when Republicans decide not to have kids.
Well, okay, there's that.
But the problem is us Democrats are the ones who are dutifully not having kids or having one kid. Emily and I are taking a Democratic vote away from the future by having one kid.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
Guys have replaced your votes, and thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's not gonna be voting when our kids are adults. Come on,
so true. It's ridiculous.
It's just like, come on.
Yeah, yep, it's true. So I bid very happily adieu to Emily's 30s. Because it's just a neurotic time.
It is.
And the 40s are such a relief.
And Emily has come into her own, like, in the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
She was not the neurotic person that
anymore.
No. She was not neurotic in her 30s. I mean, she would tell you she is, but to the naked eye, she's the calmest person in the world.
Right.
Even I'm fooled all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you seem extremely calm and collected. And she's like, I'm going crazy inside.
She's like, I am freaking out on the inside.
Yeah. I am freaking out.
Yeah. Good riddance. Is she having a blowout? What are you doing for her? You going to do something special?
No. Yes.
She doesn't listen
actually,
to the
yes. We're
podcast.
going
You can tell us.
I know, it's true. We're going to Chez Panisse.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Chez Penis?
Chez Penis.
Awesome. That's good. That'll be a good thing.
Yep.
And you're going to just luxuriate in a...
We're going to luxuriate
prefix?
in some sort
You're
of
gonna get the prefix.
Yeah, prefix, luxuriate, vegetable... something. You know how chefs are always like beautiful. I fucking hate how chefs. We're getting to Spike Club, but I fucking hate how chefs describe food as beautiful.
You've already done this one.
Okay,
you
I have a different one.
You hate words about food.
I just hate food, Jeff.
Let's get into Spike.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! Fuck!
This is where we talk about something we hate. Brendan.
That was a haiku.
Thank you.
Here's what I hate, Jeff.
Do.
Baking soda based toothpaste.
Huh, interesting. It actually feels refreshing to me.
Really? It feels the opposite of that to me.
Okay. It feels gritty.
It feels like
grimy.
you're making your teeth dirtier and now go to sleep.
Interesting.
I fucking
We're talking
hate
about like
that.
Tom's.
Any of it.
There's
others. Arm & Hammer.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess all of them have their version.
Yeah.
I hate just the giant like amount of choice in the toothpaste aisle.
It's horrible.
I just like go in there and it's like the worst section of the store. There used to
be like 2 cans of powder.
Yeah,
blue and pink.
No, there's no. And if you take the blue powder, you're gonna if you take the blue powder, you're not gonna see the future. Life is just gonna remain the same. If you take the red powder,
oh yeah. Then you go all the way down. You see how far down the rabbit hole goes.
Exactly.
But if you apply the red powder to your butt cheeks.
Oh, I've never done that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into that. Yeah. No, it's just like there's like 5 major brands of toothpaste, and each of those brands has probably 7 to 10 sub-brands.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's fucking toothpaste,
and
man.
then there's Mentadent, which has 2 separate things where you create a thing that then can kill Kim Jong-un's brother.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Toothpaste scientists.
Yeah.
If you've got a better toothpaste, make that the only toothpaste you sell.
Right. Cancel all the others.
Yeah. Don't sell like the shitty toothpaste and then be like, pay 20 cents more and you'll get the good toothpaste.
Yeah. Right.
Like don't give me that option.
No.
Like it's all the same. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
You can go in with a blindfold and grab anything off that chest. Why? How did I forget the word shelf?
You can also.
I'm 42. What's wrong with me?
You can also just use sand.
Yeah. You just brush your teeth with sand. Whatever.
Or actual baking soda.
Or baking. Yeah, just Arm & Hammer
powder.
Put it in there.
Or just make a volcano in your mouth.
But you just don't like the taste of it. Is that
vinegar?
The problem?
It's like gritty. It's like covering your teeth in sweaters, and then you're supposed to feel like you did something to your teeth that was a good thing. But in fact, they're all wearing cardigans now.
Were you the
32 cardigans in your mouth?
Were you the one I was talking to about this?
Probably
that bubbles are manufactured.
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
To make you feel like froth is manufactured to make it feel like you're getting cleaner.
That something's happening.
Yeah, it's like an additive in soap
Yep.
that like you don't need froth.
No, yes,
You
right.
don't need bubbles.
Yeah, but that executive was retired with a gold watch.
Brilliant. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all he got. He didn't get the fucking residuals off of the bubbles.
Oh fuck no.
My Spike Club is repetition with children. You may be past this age, but Eli is exactly at the age right now where it's like, do it again, 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 do it again. I don't know. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. This has been Dirty Tea and Sweaty. What was it? What was that?
Wet tea and wet D.
Wet tea. This has been Wet Tea and Wet D. Or no, we'd be like the mixtape. You know how it's always like, you're listening to Wet Tea and Wet D, the hottest in mixtapes.
95.5.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Like literally, that could be a hit.
Right.
Where was I at? I just know, like, Eli's just wants everything again and again and again and again and again. You do a joke and it's funny and you're having a good time, and then you got to do it again, and then you got to do it again, and then you got to do it again.
Yep.
And it's just exhausting, and I don't know how to get out of that cycle other than just being like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore.
Right, because repetition, he does need it for his whatever growth.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like, it's connecting. Like, obviously, he's having a good time with me. Sarah's suggestion, which I think is the best suggestion, is to just be like, okay, I'm going to do it 3 more times.
Oh, yeah,
do it 3 more times. You just telegraph to them.
Yep. And then, or 2, 1. Yeah. It's okay. Here's the last time. We're going to do it like right. Yeah, that's true.
But then he still wants it and freaks out.
Yep.
You find, I find, experiencing a 2-year-old again, that they really, there's not a lot you can do to manage their feelings. They're just going to have them.
They're just bags of electronic impulses. There's meat bags just covered in emotion lightning.
Yeah. Meat bags covered in emotion lightning. That's good, too. Okay, that's my Spike Club. What do you got?
Mine was the other thing that I already said.
Thing?
Baking soda toothpaste.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I hate a lot of things.
Let's move on.
Let's move on to fatherly advice.
Help me, Daddy. Fatherly advice. Help me, Daddy. Fatherly advice.
What do we do in fatherly advice, Brendan?
In fatherly advice, we dispense. Here's the thing, Jeff. Let me back up a little bit. We can dispense advice, but here's more importantly.
Please.
It is my opinion that men in their 50s should be sent to a fucking island where they just explain things to each other for that entire decade.
Okay, let's back up. 20s, you're doing great.
You're doing great.
Having a good old time.
Yeah, no one wants to be in the same room as you because you're just like impossible to be around. But you have a really fun time.
Who gives a shit? Because you don't want to be around those people either, and you're more beautiful than them. So fuck them.
So fuck those guys. I mean, the people in your 20s, you're awful to be around. But we all remember being that age and having a great time.
Yeah,
and you
we envy
go
you.
with your bad
The reason
selves.
you're awful to be around is because we want to be you so badly.
I disagree. You are genuinely awful to be around, but. We do also envy you.
Okay. 30s, anxious, neurotic.
Anxious and neurotic.
Just a mess.
And just like,
get done with this.
Yes,
please.
Yes, it's the fourth quarter. Yes, you're probably going to lose the game.
Yeah.
And, but guess what? Then the game's over.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to fucking play anymore.
Yeah. Unless you're no Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said
the
that.
GOAT.
You're no, Xavier Becerra. No.
Do you mean the congressman?
Yeah. No, who's the guy who's the guy who took a knee? Colin Kaepernick. You know Colin Kaepernick.
No. That was oh shit. Okay, it'll come to me.
Yeah, see Colin Kaepernick, isn't it?
Tim Tebow.
Oh well, Tim Tebow.
Kaepernick kissed his muscles. Tim Tebow took a knee.
No, Kaepernick is the guy who.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes. He wouldn't stand. Oh yeah.
But no, I was thinking about Tim Tebow. Incidentally,
he's a Christian.
Let's go. Let's keep going. 30s suck. 40s, you're good. You're great.
40s are great.
Like, you're the best.
I can relax.
And then you turn 50, and what happens? You just need to go to an island and explain things to each other.
Us
Is
dudes,
that the mansplain?
Yeah. You become a mansplainer in your 50s. No one wants to hear what we have to say in our 50s.
I think
no one.
Well, I think there are. I mean, if I may mansplain to you for a second, Brendan.
Oh, please do.
I think there are mansplainers of every age, but somehow it becomes so much more pronounced.
It's so
as
tedious.
you get older.
Yeah, I mean, like, because when a man in his 50s opens, like, we spend our entire lives dutifully gathering information because we think it's going to be important, or trivia, and like, or like, oh, I should learn how to do stuff. Just today, I changed the battery in my key fob for my Prius.
Look at you.
And so when I'm 52 years old, Jeff, in 10 years, someone's key fob on their Prius is going to not work, and it will be everything I can. It'll be everything. It'll take my entire power to not be like, well, for the thing is, you got to go get a 2032 watch battery and then go to the hardware store. Like, I will have to explain to that person, but they can also fucking figure it out on their own. And if you're 52, no one wants to hear your solution.
Okay, let me ask you this. Riddle me this. I don't feel that impulse
To explain?
I don't. I really don't. I know it is very.
I can confirm this about you.
Have seen men my entire life who have this impulse to them.
Oh.
Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Is it a feeling?
Is it genuine helpfulness? Is it bombasticism?
It feels more like a need, like a need to prove your worth.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Because you've gathered all this trivia.
Right. Yeah, and I mean,
you know the intricate details of how things are done.
And I would say I know. I mean, there are definitely times when, like, you know, if Sarah can't work the remote, like, I get like very annoyed, and like having to, and I can slip into like, here's what you have to do, but it's like it's not proactive. I'm not like. She's not like picking up the remote and I'm like, let me show you how to use that, young lady. Like, that's a different form of
right. It's not like you're sexist.
Mansplaining.
It's just you happen to.
Oh, I'm totally sexist. I don't have a question about that.
But you happen to know very intricately how to do that.
I get irritated when people don't. You know, it bothers me when people don't try to figure things out for themselves.
Yep,
that is very annoying to me.
And haven't spent the time already. So that, like, they're living in the house with a thing.
Yes.
And they don't know how it works.
Yes.
And you're like, what?
Yes.
You live with this thing.
Yeah, for years. Every single time you turn on the television, which happens probably once a day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, just know how to do that thing.
I will say
Figure
this,
it
though.
out.
That oven behind you.
Yeah.
Emily knows how to make it so that when the timer gets to 0, it shuts the oven off. I don't. I only know how to make the timer beep, but the oven stays on.
Oh.
So Emily knows and I don't. She's actually weirdly a gearhead. So in that respect.
That's the way my sister is. She can, like, hook up any fucking, anything in any stereo system. My sister can just, like, hook it up for you.
She routes them cables.
She's good with that shit.
Aux sends, buses.
It's very impressive. But I don't know.
Buses, submixes.
Did you have an encounter with a 50-year-old gentleman that made you?
I just see it coming. I just, like, there's so many, you know, in one's extended family, like, you always meet, like, the people in their 50s, and you're like,
sure, and
they open their mouth at any occasion. You're like, oh,
you just know. You just know. All you're gonna hear is a lecture of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know about the whole alternate current, direct current thing. I know already. And if I don't, I'm actually not that interested.
Well, because, like, what? Yeah, like, why don't you, like? How do you lose that part of yourself that's like, I wonder if this person knows about alternate current, direct current.
Yeah.
And let's establish that we both know this information. Then we can move somewhere else in our conversation.
Yeah.
Like, instead, you want to, like, repeat.
You
like,
want to educate.
Yeah, I find people are very much like that with the with the news, like current events, like, and this.
Well, apparently.
Yeah, well, and this pertains to people of all ages, like, who I discuss current events with, who they're just looking to give me, like, the talking point or the thing that they read in the newspaper.
Their latest article.
Yeah, or, like, the opinion that David Brooks just told them to have.
And it's like, hello, it's David Brooks.
Right. And it's
you
just
know that
like,
guy's a Republican, right?
Just listen, like, just formulate opinions of your own. Like, do those synapses, like, dissipate as we get older? Is that what happens?
I wish I knew. I will say this.
Yeah.
My father-in-law is an example to us all.
Okay.
Because he manages to do this thing in a way where he leads with his own fascination, does not include the details that everyone can figure out on their own.
Ooh.
But instead, like we were
I
up.
love him already.
Oh, he's the menchiest mensch of all time.
Menchie.
And we were up at
Mr.
Point Reyes
Menchie.
Station, which is California's Cape Cod.
Sure.
And
At the cyclotron. Yeah.
And he did all this research that we were near this. I can't remember the name of the beach. Let's call it like half Saturn Beach or some
do that.
bullshit. Anyway, he did all this research about Sir Francis Drake having landed, and Sir Francis Drake had a cabin boy named Josiah, and they landed on this beach. They landed on this beach, and there were Native Americans there.
Okay.
And there was a young boy named Unkai, and Unkai and Josiah became friends for the month that Sir Francis Drake was in Point Reyes.
Got it.
My point being,
Yeah.
then my dear father-in-law Hank sat down with Oscar and his same age cousin Louis and told them about Sir Francis Drake and his cabin boy Josiah and Unkai, who exchanged hats and became playmates.
Love it.
In this way that wasn't explaining at all, but instead was like this fascinating tale he wove over
Sure.
several nights.
Weave a tale. That's
and it was
great.
great.
There's nothing wrong with
And
being
it
a
was
storyteller.
yeah, and it was like completely different than being an explainer. I don't
Sure.
know how he did it, but it was the opposite of mansplanation.
Yeah, that's great. That's lovely. No, that's a gift. That's like a if you can talk about like I would hang out with Ricky Jay any day of the week, and I'm sure all that guy's doing is telling you stories.
No,
but
he's
they're
like,
the
"Well,
most
the thing about,
fascinating stories you've ever heard in
Playing
your
cards
life.
is if you flick them with your
Yeah.
left hand.
Yeah, that guy's not
over the equator.
That guy's not asking anything about your opinion, but he's got
No.
fucking fascinating information to impart. So it's like
Yeah,
good.
I met that guy once.
Did you really?
Yep.
Was it fascinating?
Yeah, he explained a bunch of shit.
Um,
No, he's a nice guy.
but did you did he really sit down and weave tales?
No,
for you,
it was
or-
a cocktail party.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's annoying. Maybe Ricky Jay's wife is like, come on.
Again with the
with
the
like,
learned pigs.
pig, yeah, the pigtailed women or whatever. But I'm saying that there's a place in our world for weavers of stories and people who know information and can impart it upon you. You know.
Yeah.
But in like most people aren't that, and you shouldn't try to be that. Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
But maybe that's what people are like aspiring to be.
This
Maybe
is
there's
what
something ancient in our souls that like
Yeah.
men need to be those storytellers, to be those
Those educators or those something.
right. I don't know. We just need to get rid of all the men.
We just need to get rid of all the men, or just send men from 50 to 60 to a fucking island where they
Yeah.
can explain island.
You know who can stick around?
Explanation Island.
Yep. You know who can stick around?
Who?
Laverne Cox.
Yeah, man.
That's my kind of man.
Yeah, it's my kind of man also.
Laverne Cox, you can do what you want to do.
Can I tell you the story of when I met Ricky Jay and stood around with him and a bunch of other people at a party?
My God, our audience is craving it.
Okay.
The party line is all of the red the red lights.
All the numbers
have
are
been
lit up. Or yeah.
Yep.
So you know when you meet celebrities, like you're sitting, like there's a celebrity or even a quasi-celebrity, like who the fuck knows who Ricky Jay is? But he was like the person of honor at this function that was at Harvard.
Yeah.
And I lived in Boston, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, the Hasty Pudding Awards. Why do you try to be all coy about it? You went to the
Something like
Hasty
that.
Puddings.
No big deal. NBD, Jeffrey.
Okay.
And
Skull and Bones. You went to Skull and Bones.
that's Yale, thank you.
I love confusing them because people who are like, "Oh, I went to school back east," and you're like,
those
"Oh,
people.
did you go to the Skull and Bones?" They're like, "That's the other one."
I went to a small liberal arts college on the Charles River. And it's like, just say it. Just say it.
Yeah.
I just say it. I
good.
went to the Yale School
Yeah,
of
because
Drama.
you didn't belong there.
Because I didn't belong, exactly. So
You snuck your way into the Yale School. of
completely,
Drama.
and I still have to finish
I get
college
it.
algebra.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay, fuck were we talking about? Oh, so like
Ricky Jay.
yeah, and so how like celebrities will put people in their heads and they say the darndest, like most fucked up things.
Okay.
There was a woman who was like, we were standing around and she was like, "Were you in The Spanish Prisoner?" And he's like, "Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I was in The Spanish Prisoner."
Right.
But I saw The Spanish Prisoner and I just don't remember you.
Then why did you bring it up?
I know,
bitch.
exactly. And he was like, I was in it.
Yeah.
And that
I don't know what to do about that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the thing. There's always like, I didn't know who to feel worse for. He, like, who gives it? Like, it's fine for him, actually.
Yeah.
I felt bad for her, though, because, like, I'm sure, hopefully, later she'd be like, oh, I
Right.
just said the stupidest thing that just
Yeah.
came out of my mouth. But she struck me as someone who also maybe is just, like, blunt and weird
Right.
and spectrumy and didn't know
Yeah.
that, like, that might be insulting.
Right.
There's no point to the story other than that happened.
Yeah.
And it's been gnawing at me for years ever since.
That woman.
Yeah.
You know what?
That woman could be me.
That woman could be me.
Okay, it was me.
It was you, wasn't it? You were in a dress. No, you were in a toga because it was Harvard, and that's how they do things there.
They wear togas.
Yeah.
It's like the Agora.
Is there anything weird? Did you were you a part of any like classic? I always I really grew up in admiration of, I was a big fan of National Lampoon growing up.
Oh, sure.
And then I heard about the Harvard Lampoon through
Yeah.
that. And so I always
Have you ever seen The Building?
no,
You should
the
Google
Lampoon building.
it. Yeah,
Really?
it's amazing.
I see. That's the thing, man. I want to shut my eyes to it because it's the path not taken. I got a Harvard application.
And you didn't fill it out?
And I never filled it out because it
Jeff
was really
Dinsmore.
daunting. And I was just but I always oh, I'm going to write for the Harvard Lampoon, and then I'm going to write on Saturday Night Live. And then that was my life as a fucking high school kid. I was into that. How many high school kids in Michigan are into the Harvard Lampoon?
I know.
You
Yeah,
know?
seriously.
So clearly there was a calling there that
There
I
was,
just
yeah.
fucking didn't follow.
Okay, let me say this.
40s is about regrets.
40 is about regrets.
Yeah.
40 is the ways that you fuck everyone else's life around you up.
Yep.
I directed a play at Harvard, and so dealt with a ton of Harvard kids.
Uh-huh.
Like
Lauren
I was hired
Worsham-Jaro,
to.
maybe one of those?
She was at Yale.
Oh,
Same thing.
the other one.
But the point is,
Where did Kyle go? Yale?
Must have gone to Yale.
Ugh.
Those are Yaleys. Those two.
Fucking Yale. Eli's. Bunch of Eli's.
Yeah. So, but I went.
Yeah.
So I was hired to be the visiting professional director, blah blah. And I directed a play with all these Harvard kids, and I dealt with them for 3
Was
months.
it Ubu Roy?
It wasn't Uber Roy. It was Lulu. The play, by Franz Wedekind.
Lulu Roy.
Lulu Roy.
Yeah.
So, Frank Wedekind. His name isn't Franz. Frank.
Right. So you dealt with the Harvard.
And here's the thing
kids.
about those Harvard kids.
We're talking undergrads?
Undergrads.
Yeah.
And so I got to know 40 of them.
And you were how old?
I was 32.
32. It's a bad
But 10 years
decade.
ago. 30. I might have been just 30.
Okay.
30,
Still a
31.
bad decade.
Still a bad decade.
Yeah.
Coming on my 20s, though.
Yeah.
And so I knew how to party with those little motherfuckers.
Okay. You were still in it.
And they could party, too. Here's the thing about them.
But they thought you were old and gross.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was a big fella. So, 30s, Harvard kids, they all touch type really fast.
What's that mean?
All 10 fingers type.
Oh, I thought they all touch type. I was thinking type being some kind of a your personality, your sociological type.
Oh, touch. Oh, right,
They
right.
just touch type. The minute you meet them, they touch type.
Oh, yeah.
I was oh, what is this weird, interesting sociological term?
Yeah.
Okay, they touch type. They
No,
know how to type.
They all know how to type really fast.
Okay.
That's true at Yale, too. All the undergrads can touch type.
Okay.
So, could you touch type in senior year of high school? If so, you had it made. You were going to get into Harvard.
I could. Yeah, I took a business class and learned how to type.
Really?
Yeah, I can.
I've
nobody's
witnessed
business.
it. I've seen you type, but you hold your breath.
Well,
I've
I
noticed.
know. You have a big thing about.
I'm on
that.
the record on that.
You're on the record.
Okay. So then, and the other thing is, they're like,
Let the record show.
I can meet with you tomorrow from 2:20 to 2:35.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I can type now. I type fast.
No, that's what they do.
Maybe
The Harvard
speaking.
kids, they're they schedule the fuck out of their lives.
Oh,
They
really?
file a fax the living shit out of their
Because
lives.
that's how they grew up.
I
Their
guess so.
parents scheduled the shit out of them.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. But they're they are very boundaried, and they're tomorrow I can meet with you, but it's going to be from 2:20 to 2:35.
Ugh,
And their time management skills are off the fucking chain.
I hate them.
I know. And lastly, they're
You gotta be sloppy.
they're weirdly lovely. They're lovely kids.
They're like Mormons.
They're super just well adjusted.
You got to
and
be
friendly.
sloppy, man. There's got to be some room in your life to be a mess. Like, just be a mess.
I
Like,
know.
people are wound so tight. I can't handle it, man.
I know. Yet they make being wound so tight look wonderfully easy.
Yeah, you just wait till they fail at something.
Yeah. Like Damien
That's
Chazelle.
when-
Did you see
that's
his
when you
face?
see the freak.
He was at Harvard when I was directing this play. For all I know, I met the kid.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see the close up of his face when they realized Moonlight won?
No.
It's intense.
Really?
Yeah, he stalks off stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
But meanwhile, the bald producer is such a gentleman.
Come on. We don't need to talk about how the white guy saved the day.
Great point.
Done with that story.
Great point.
Done with that story.
You know who wrote?
Yeah, he was gracious because he had a bunch of fucking cameras on him. And what else the fuck are you going to do?
Fair point.
But I
You know
guess
the
if
guy
it's
who wrote
your
Moonlight,
impulse.
the guy who was in the white tux.
Yeah.
Terrell, Alvin
Those guys
McCraney.
I wanted to make love to all of those people.
Terrell and I were at Yale together.
Were you really?
Yeah, he
I
was at
haven't
Yale.
seen Moonlight. Is
He
it
was in
great?
the playwriting program.
I hear it's great.
Moonlight is truly the best picture. I saw both
Someone
La
told
La
me it was
Land
a
and Moonlight.
masterpiece.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, I have a friend who was like, "Yeah, it's the best movie I've seen in 3 years. It's a masterpiece."
It's absolutely brilliant. But see it in the theater.
I
Like
can't
you
wait.
have to watch it in one sitting. You can't watch it in 2 sittings.
Okay, good advice. Get out. So good.
Terrell, a dear human being.
Speaking
And,
about black people,
Yeah.
what?
What?
Good. All right, let's end it there.
And a Yaley.
I have no. That sounds like good people. I have no fatherly advice for. No, I do. My sister pulled in a last minute fatherly advice for me.
Oh.
If you want to separate the yolk from an egg, the yolk from the white,
Yep.
what you're going to do is you're going to crack the egg into a receptacle of some sort.
Okay. And what, like a bowl?
Yeah, let's say a bowl.
Okay. Let's say a bowl.
Let's say a bowl.
Okay.
Maybe
Oh,
another receptacle.
So right now in my kitchen there's a bowl with just an egg in it,
All right,
raw.
that's what you got.
And it's a big orange little like glob in the middle.
There you go.
That would be the yolk.
There you go.
And then there's a little red like peppercorn and
Yep.
that's the chicken.
Yes.
Okay. This is
That's
a fertilized
that's
egg.
a chicken fetus
Yeah,
in
okay.
there.
I'm with you.
If you want to just suck the fetus right out of the yolk,
Just get a straw.
know what you do. Yeah, know what you do. You get yourself a bottle, like a 12-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew or something.
Okay. I'm
That
with you,
doesn't have any Mountain Dew in it anymore,
sir. Okay.
or maybe a water bottle.
Sure.
If you know
Plastic or glass?
plastic. I'm gonna go with plastic.
Okay.
Glass isn't gonna work for you.
All right.
What you want to do? You put your bottle, the top part, the bong part,
Yeah.
the part that you make the bong out of. Put that in the egg.
Okay.
Squeeze the bottle.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll
yeah.
suck the yolk right up.
Oh, wait. Okay. So you squeeze the bottle so it's collapsed, and then you lower it down over the yolk, and then you
Nope.
reconstitute the bottle
No.
and so that it sucks the yolk up?
No. You just put the bottle right on top of the yolk, and then you squeeze, and it squeezes it right up.
You squeeze outward so the air leaves the bottle?
You can't squeeze outward, you ass. All you can do is squeeze inward.
Wait.
It is an air-filled bottle.
Wait.
We got a bottle, an empty bottle of water, let's say.
Okay.
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 Can you picture it in your head?
Nope.
An empty bottle of Mountain Dew. Let's say a 12-ounce Mountain Dew, because I know you can picture that, because you just drank like 7
Yeah.
over the course of this
I've got
podcast.
one at the end of the counter with a
Yeah.
bunch of cigarette butts in it
Right,
from
and
last
it's
night.
Extreme red version Mountain Dew. What are all these flavors of Mountain Dew?
Oh, Clamato Mountain Dew
yeah,
and all
what
those.
what the fuck all these Mountain Dews? It's all just like a ton of sugar. Like, why don't you just put a bunch of sugar in a can of Coke?
By the
or
way,
something?
one packet of sugar is 4 grams.
How about that?
And a 12 thing of Mountain Dew is probably 20 grams of sugar, which is 5 packets of sugar.
About how many other grams of sugar is that? No, so you got your empty 2-liter or whatever. You stick it over the top. You flip it over. You flip it over
Okay, wait.
so that the bottom is
So the mouth.
facing your nose,
Okay.
and then you put the top part on top of the yolk. You squeeze the bottle.
I still don't buy this part.
Jesus fucking.
I think you.
I
Squeeze
showed
it
you a video
beforehand,
of it before we
and then
began.
you reconstitute.
You're just being an asshole. You're just being an asshole. Last week, Brendan told me to shut the fuck up,
I know everything's been different ever
and
since.
you called me the next day, or no, you wrote me the next day, and you're like, "Was that okay when I told you to shut the fuck up?" And I was like, "Did that happen?" And you're like, "Oh, you were that drunk?" And I was like, "No, I wasn't that drunk. Like, I just totally did not remember it because it did not faze me
It
in the
rolled right
slightest.
off. I know there are plenty
And
of
here you are, like obsessing over it.
there are plenty of man friendships where that would we would just do that without even thinking about it.
That's our man friendship.
But you and I had ponytails in high school and listened to Sufjan Stevens.
Okay, so you were worried
Album,
that I would have been
Michigan.
more sensitive about it. Well, I
I thought you were like me.
I didn't.
Except I can
notice.
take it, and of course I should think you
I
can
tell
take
you to
it
shut
too.
up all the time.
You do.
I
just
want you to
so
tell me to shut
rarely
up more
venture.
often.
Shut
I
up.
want you to zip me in my mummification sack, Brendan. That's what I want, for Christ's sake.
Is that what this has been about?
3 years.
Did we even hit record tonight?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go
Wait.
get my mummification
I haven't
sack.
given my fatherly advice yet.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I think you did.
It's about urinals.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
Oh, we talked about Yale and
I
Harvard
thought it was
the
about
whole
Yale
time.
and Harvard.
No.
Okay, tell me about urinals.
Oh, although one thing is if you want to get into Yale or Harvard, fucking learn to touch type and manage your time.
Right.
But mine is I was waiting for it was in a onesie waiting for a urinal where there was like only a urinal and a toilet or maybe just
Back
a urinal.
up, bro. You were in a onesie?
I mean, one bathroom.
Okay,
see.
okay.
I wasn't wearing a onesie, although
Okay,
I've been
okay.
known.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
who?
well, you went to Harvard.
Who among us?
You went to Harvard. Ricky J.
Yeah. No, I didn't go to
Ricky
Harvard.
J.
I went to UMass Boston. Let the record show.
All right.
But I was at a function at Harvard with Ricky J.
Of course.
What's my point? My point is there was an old fella
Okay.
using the urinal, and you know how like they have a
Like
tough
ye
time.
oldie fella?
Ye oldie fella.
Okay.
AULD old.
I just pictured him as having like a giant white beard that went down to his nuts.
Oh yeah, well, he was
He's an
he
old
was a big old gentleman, and he's at a cane leaning against the wall,
Yeah.
and he was using the urinal, and it was taking forever because you know what? That's where we're all headed, Jeff.
We're going to do it. God
You
bless him
just
for
have to
using the
stand there and
urinal.
like pray for rain,
Yep.
and eventually
And you were waiting to use that same
tinkle
urinal?
tinkle, yeah. So, but I knew.
But inside the bath, it was a bathroom with
well, now I'm
one
confused.
toilet, and you were just standing there inside. You didn't go outside and wait outside for
No,
the fella?
maybe there was a stall too, and someone was taking a big dump.
Okay, something was happening.
Something maybe it was like one stall, one urinal kind of thing.
You didn't know, for whatever reason, you were in this bathroom.
I was like, I was lurking and like
Okay.
hovering,
Yeah.
and I didn't want him to feel like I was hovering, so I was looking at my phone and leaning on the wall, and I wasn't like I didn't square my shoulders to his back as he peed.
No,
because he's already under enough pressure.
You weren't about to tackle this.
No,
fella.
absolutely not.
No.
I was like, I feel you, dog.
You had a ponytail.
My prostate is not small.
Sure.
And so, he's doing his thing or whatever. And I'm just like looking at my phone and being as patient and like not moving as possible.
Pinching your dick because you had to pee so bad.
I mean, I had to be really bad.
Yeah, you're edging.
But this was immaterial because he was my older.
Yeah.
And he finished, zipped up, and he zipped that long ass old man pants zipper because they have really long zippers on them old man pants.
Sure.
And so I hear zzz, and it was like 4 feet.
Sure.
And then he shuffles along,
Yeah.
and I really had to pee really bad at this point.
Yeah.
And it took him like a while to clear my path to the urinal.
Okay.
And there was a moment at which I could have darted forward, done a curved
Right.
line, done a Bezier curve,
Yeah.
and nailed that urinal hard.
Okay.
Like, and made it clear that I've been waiting a long time.
Yeah.
Asshole, and what took you so long?
Right.
Because he's like shuffling away like a blimp.
Yeah.
Blimp speed.
Yeah.
Hot air balloon speed.
Sure.
But then I thought to myself, no,
Let the man have his dignity.
let the man have his dignity.
Yeah.
And if someone is moving away from a urinal at a certain speed, it is my duty as a human, as a fellow man,
Yeah.
to approach
And a
the
younger
urinal
man.
at the exact same speed.
Oh.
And so my advice to you, gentlemen,
Okay.
is always approach a urinal at the same speed as the person leaving it, or slower.
Brendan, that's very touching advice.
Thank you.
I'm on board with it.
Excellent.
I give it the thumbs up.
Oh, good.
I give it the thumbs up.
Oh, fabulous.
I acknowledge.
Acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement.
That's all North Korea wants.
You will never have to become a mansplainer because I acknowledge you.
Oh,
You have a value.
wow. Well, the funny thing about urinals is,
Oh,
Jeff,
come on. That's it. We're done. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dad Jeans.
this has indeed been Dad Jeans in
Please
a major
call
way.
us 323-484-4383
Or Dad Dude.
and have a good night.
Good night.
Dad!